discussing the lesson 2 in logic and reasoning, which is writing proofs. So this is very important, especially when we are in the third quarter. Kasi sa third quarter ay maghano tayo, magsusulat tayo ng mga proofs. We need to prove that this figure is congruent to this, etc., etc. So what is a proof? A proof is a logical argument in which each statement is supported or justified by given information, definitions, axioms, or postulates, theorems, and previously proven theorems. So kapag nagpo-prove tayo ng mga statements, gumagamit tayo ng mga information or ng mga definition. Sa tulong ng mga yun, napoprove natin na totoo yung statement. Gumagamit din tayo ng postulates, ng theorems. Yan. So, I already introduced some theorems before, some properties. Nagbigay na rin ako ng properties, some definitions, halimbawa definition ng midpoint, definition ng vertical angles, etc. Yeah. So let's say we have Mr. Gineta showed 3 cards containing math problems to his class, and this student picked the value of find the value of x, 5x minus 13 equals 57. So, nung nag-answer yung kanyang student na si Jerome, sabi, the value of x is 14. Of course, hindi pwedeng sasabihin kagad niyong answer. Kasi, in math, ang pinakamahalaga sa amin is the process. Kung paano siya sinagot, kung bakit ganun yung answer. Okay? The answer is important, pero syempre, mas mahalaga kung ano yung proseso, kung paano ginawa. So, how did you arrive? So, Mr. Janetta asked, how did you arrive with the answer? And the student showed his solution on the board. Kaya ayan, naging ganyan. 5x minus 13 equals 57. Then it became 5x equals 70. Tapos nag-arrive sa x equals 14. Pero syempre, palaisipan pa rin, hindi naman lahat ng students ay magaling sa math. Yung iba dyan magtataka, bakit naging 5x equals 70 from 5x minus 13 equals 57? And from 5x equals 70, bakit kaya naging x equals 14? So what is the proof? So this student answered, he used properties of equality. Okay? So ano nga ba yung mga properties of equality? Kasi when we are proving mathematical sentences or statements, we use properties of equality. Ang ito, naririnig nyo na sa akin to before, which is the APE. We are adding a particular number on the left side as well as the right side to balance the equation. So, ayan, nag-a-add tayo on both sides. Hindi pwedeng sa left side lang, hindi pwedeng sa right side lang. Dapat both sides para parehas pa rin yung ginagawa natin. Okay? Hindi tayo wala tayong nilalabag na rules. At kung ano yung in-add nyo sa left side, yun din dapat ang i-add sa right side. Halimbawa, x plus 2 equals 5. Kung mag-a-add tayo dito ng negative 2, mag-a-add din dapat tayo sa kabila ng negative 2. Hindi pwedeng negative 3, hindi pwedeng negative 4 kasi hindi na magiging balance yung equation. Pero ang talaga nangyayari dyan, di ba, ang ginagawa dyan parang nililipat yung 2, kaya nagiging negative 2. Actually, that is APE. So, ano ba yung ina-add natin kapag APE? Naglalagay tayo ng additive inverse ng gusto nating ma-eliminate sa kahit na anong side. Halimbawa, ito, ang gusto ko ma-eliminate dito yung 2 para ma-remain yung x. So, I need to get the additive inverse of 2. And the additive inverse of 2 is negative 2. So, yung positive yan, ang additive inverse niya ay yung negative. So, negative 2, mag-a-add din ako ng negative 2 sa kabilang side. Okay? Para rin siyang SPE, pero hindi ko kasi personally, hindi ko ginagamit itong SPE. Ang ginagamit natin ay APE. Dahil, ano rin nag-a-add tayo ng positive number. Kapag APE, nag-add tayo ng positive number sa left side or right side. Pwede rin naman tayo mag-add ng negative numbers sa left side as well as the right side. So, APE lang ang sinasabi kong property. Next is the multiplication property of equality. Ito naririnig niyo na rin, di ba? Halimbawa, merong 5x equals 20, magde-divide ka both sides by 5. Actually, that is not, that is division property of equality, pero ang talagang nangyayari dyan is we are multiplying 1/5 or the multiplicative inverse. Yan, multiplicative inverse. Yan, nagmumultiply tayo ng reciprocal nung gusto nating ma-eliminate. And if I want to eliminate 5, ano ba yung reciprocal ng 5? 1/5. So I will multiply 1/5 on both sides. Multiply ako ng 1/5 on both sides. Ganun din dito. Ayan, 1/5. So makakancel na yan. It will become 4. Parang nag-divide lang din tayo. Okay? So, again, MPE, we are multiplying the multiplicative inverse of the numerical coefficient that we need to get rid of. Ma'am, yung division property, as I said, division of property, parang ano rin siya, acquainted din siya sa multiplication property of equality. So, we are multiplying the multiplicative inverse. Okay? Next is the substitution property of equality. If A is equal to B and B is equal to A plus C, then B is equal to B plus C. Bakit naging ganon? Kasi if A is equal to B, A is equal to B, and D is equal to A plus C. Di ba ang A ay equal sa B? Pwede nating palitan tong A ng B by substitution. Okay. And ba ito, x plus 5 is equal to y and x is equal to 2. If x is equal to 2, papalitan natin yung x ng 2. So 2 plus 5 is equal to y, therefore 7 is equal to y. And of course, ito gamit na gamit, the distributive property of equality. You will just multiply the number outside the parentheses. I-distribute natin, kaya siya distributive. So, di-distribute mo yung A to B and C. So, for example, ayan, 6 times X times Y. So, ito na yung magiging product niya. Ayan. So, bakit nga ba natin diniscuss yung properties of equality? Again, mahalaga kasi siya kapag mathematical sentences yung pinaprove natin. Diba kanina, meron tayong 5x minus 13 equals 57. Ayan. Ano yung property na pwede natin gamitin to prove that x is equal to 14? So, ang pwede natin gawin muna is to add both sides by the additive inverse of negative 13. Ang additive inverse niyan ay positive 13. So, mag-a-add tayo ng 13 sa left, add din tayo ng 13 sa right. Okay? So, it will become 0, kaya naging 5x equals 70. So, bakit naging 5x equals 70? Because we use addition property of equality. Then, we need to get rid of 5. So, how are we going to do that? We will multiply the multiplicative inverse of 5. And the multiplicative inverse of 5, or the reciprocal of 5, is 1/5. And so 1/5 on both sides. Bakit natin to pwedeng gawin? Because of the multiplication property of equality. So makakancel na yan. 70 divided by 5. So that is 1. Wait lang. Daghang So, 114. Tama ba? Okay. So, x is equal to 14. So, ano yung ginamit natin properties to prove that x is actually equal to 14? We use addition property of equality and multiplication property of equality. Okay? So, ayun. And when proving, gumagamit nga tayo ng definitions, properties, axioms, postulates, theorems. Postulates, ito hindi na kailangan i-prove. Theorems, ito po yung mga statements na kailangan pa natin i-prove gamit yung mga postulates and definitions. And of course, previously proven theorems. And it can be written, proofs can be written in any ways, in different ways. It can be in paragraph form. So, parang ina-explain mo lang. By two-column proof, this is the very important form of proving yung two-column and the flowchart. This is rarely used by teachers or mathematicians of flowchart. Hindi siya masyadong ginagamit. Bihira ito. So, I will be discussing two-column proof na lang. For example, in two-column proof, sa left side, there'll always be the statements, and this right side will always be the reasons kung bakit ganyan yung nangyari. Okay? The given is, so ayan, meron tayong given, tapos we need to prove that x is equal to 4. So, syempre, ang magiging unang statement natin is the given. Pwede natin isulat yon. The given is 2x minus 5 equals 3. That is the statement. And what is the reason kung bakit ito yung sinulat mo? Of course, it is the given. So, nakalagay kasi siya. Okay? Next. Anong pwede natin gawin kay 2x minus 5 equals 3? Pwede tayong mag-add ng 5 on both sides. Hindi pwedeng transpose. Hindi nyo pwedeng ilagay sa reason, ay transpose. Hindi. Because meron tayong tinatawag na property of equality. So, pwede tayong mag-add ng 5, positive 5 on both sides. Ayan. Anong reason natin? That is by APE, addition property of equality. Next. Nakapag-add na tayo on both sides, kaya naging 2x equals 8. Pwede nating next na gawin ay, actually, this is MPE. Sige, pwede na rin division property of equality, pero it is more appropriate if MPE ang gagamitin natin. We will multiply both sides by the multiplicative inverse. Mag-multiply tayo ng 1/2 on both sides. Bakit 1/2? Reciprocal of 2. So, makakancel na yan. It will become x equals 4. So, since na-prove na natin, end of proof na. May, meron kayong parang square shape, tapos nakaitim, ganyan. Ibig sabihin ito, end of proof. Tapos na kayo mag-prove. End of proof na yan. Next is the flow chart. So, ganun pa rin yung given. 2x minus 5 equals 3. So, given, lalagay nyo. Ano pwede gawin? Mag-add ka ng 5. So, after mo mag-add ng 5, it became 2x equals 8. Bakit naging ganyan? Because of APE. Next is to multiply it by 1/2 or divided by 2. Pwede nyo gamitin si division property, or it is more appropriate if you use multiplication property of equality. Okay? Another example. Write a proof using two-column proof. Given is x equals 2. And you need to prove that 3x minus 7 is equal to negative 1. So, what is the statement? Ang given natin is x equals 2. So, the reason is given. Tapos, kailangan natin i-prove na ang 3x minus 7 is equal to negative 1. So, by substitution, we can use 3x minus 7 equals negative 1. By substitution, replace x with 2. Magiging 6 minus 7 equals negative 1. Ano reason again? SPE, substitution property of equality. Then, 6 minus 7 is negative 1 equals negative 1. And kapag nag-equal yan, ang tawag doon ay closure property. Na-prove natin that kapag ang value ng x is 2, therefore, this expression is equal to negative 1. So, end of proof na tayo. Yan, sige, gawin natin ito. Complete the proofs below by supplying the correct reason. So, ito yung given natin. 2 quantity 3x plus 11 equals 34. So, given. Bakit naging 6x plus 22 equals 34? Okay. Notice na if we multiply 2 and 3, it will become 6. 2 and 11, it will become 22. So, ano yung ginamit natin? That is distributive property. Okay. So, we use distributive property. And after that, bakit kaya naging 6x equals 12? Because we can add negative 22 on both sides. So, that's by addition property of equality. Kapag kayo nagsusulat, bubuuin nyo ha. Bubuuin ko na para. And addition property of equality. Okay? Next, bakit kayo naging x equals 2? Pwede tayo mag-multiply both sides by the reciprocal of 6. And the reciprocal of 6 is 1 over 6. So, ano yung property na ginamit natin? We use multiplication property. Property of equality. Okay? So, end of proof na yan. So, you may answer this as practice. Yan. So, pwede nung yan. Okay. So, if you have any questions regarding this topic, you may PM me or comment your questions below. Okay. So, that's all for today.